Hello, Salon Anaj, back again. This time we're going to address men's haircuts. So the first haircut that we're going to do is going to be on a men's haircut that does not use clippers. One that uses scissors that's a little bit longer. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna get right on in. If we're assuming the hair is going to be wet to start out with, we want to comb everything at first, back. Then we're going to start at the front hairline. We're going to, when you see the hairline changes, we're going to create a part right there on the side where the hairline changes. I'll show you. Okay? So we want the parts to be nice and neat. So we're going to comb that over. So the first thing, see how all this hair is hanging over the ears? This is probably what your guys are looking like at home by now. So we're going to start with that front hairline. We're going to take the hair, comb it back, take a small section. We're going to not over direct that hair, which means to comb the hair farther than the direction that the hair is growing. But we're going to comb the hair in the direction that that hair grows. So comb all of that hair forwards. We're just taking the hair that's just right in front of the ear. We're gonna comb that forwards. We're going to take our scissors, and I want for you just to follow the hairline. So I'm going to leave this one a little bit longer. So of course, on a real person, you could go ahead and take this shorter. But we're going to use our scissors. We're going to come forwards, and we're just off everything that does not reach. Okay, so then we're gonna keep coming. Now that first cut that we have created, that's our guide. Everything else is going to be cut to that point. So we're gonna keep going until there's no more hair that reaches. See, just a little bit there. So now this next section, probably nothing will reach. See that? Okay, so now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, so now we've cut both sides. We've taken the hair, everything that will reach, we've taken off the excess right there at the front. Now we are going to come to the back of the head. Come around the back. We're going to take the hair, comb it straight down, and now we're going to do something very similar at the back hairline. So we're going to create, see where the hairline, see how this hairline grows? We're going to come and take a parting that follows the direction of the hairline. So, and we're going to do the same thing back here. So we're going to we're going to take the hair that comes along. We're going to use our comb just to kind of hold it in place. And we're just literally going to follow right along the hairline, removing everything that's excess. I'm gonna take another parting. It's parallel to the first one. And we're gonna remove anything that's excess. So we're gonna continue doing that until there's no more hair. Okay, so now we've taken all the hair that reaches at the hairline and we've removed that. That will create just a nice smooth edge along the sides. And see, now you have the hair that's over the ears. Well, this is a mannequin, so I cannot move her ear. But what I would do is you still follow the hairline, but you take the ear, you would press your ear down, so your ear would be behind your fingers. You hold it, and you're going to use your scissors to just remove the hair that hangs over. Same thing, take another section, remove the hair that hangs over. Okay, so one thing to remember is never go past this point on your fingers. If you start getting in past there, you're going to cut yourself. So we only take the hair that reaches to our knuckle. So we just continue combing. You see how I'm not really moving my fingers much? My hand is kind of staying in the same place, but I'm just combing the hair into it. Now I'm going to move my hands to in front of the ear. And see that hair that's right there? We're going to remove that. I'm going to comb again, leaving my hands in the same place. Take the extra off. Okay. So, there's a little hair here, didn't reach. I'm gonna take that off. Okay, so now we're just gonna go do the same thing on the other side. We'll be right back. Okay, so now that we have cut both sides, now we need to do the back. Okay, so here on the back, we're going to use the same technique. We're going to comb the hair down using the scissors, using the comb, but we're not going to hold it really tight. We're just going to hold the hair, comb it. We're going to cut off the hair that is along the hairline. Okay, so nice clean hairline. Okay, so now we're going to get to the front. Now, we're not going to do a whole lot on the interior of this haircut, only because it's going to get really difficult for you. So this is something that you can do just to kind of maintain the haircut. Hopefully, it won't be that long until we can get in and get a regular haircut. But I will create another video to show you how to do the interior of this haircut, just in case of emergencies in the future, if we get there. But for now, what we're going to do is all of this hair that we have combed back, we're going to take this hair and we're going to comb it forwards, okay? Now, this is an important part because you want to make sure that you don't end up with this bowl across the front. So instead of just combing it down and you're gonna cut it all the way across, that is not what we're doing. So we're going to comb everything forwards. We're gonna start at the side, right here. Do you see the difference between where this is on the side that we had cut along the hairline and where the longer parts begins to grow? So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with a part that is slightly diagonal, okay? It goes from the crown of the head, which is the top, and to the hairline. So we're going to take a section there. We're going to lift the hair up. And do you see where this is that front section that we cut? This is the longer hair that's over it. So all we're going to do is cut the hair that's longer than that first section. We're going to take another section. This next section, you're going to move your fingers to where your fingers are right over the new section. Okay, so where's our guide? Let's find it. Oh, look, there it is. See, there's that hair that we'd cut before. All right, we're going to take off what's extra, pick up the hair from the rest of the section. So your fingers, I want you to see this, your fingers are completely the same direction, parallel to your parting. Take off what's extra. Take our next section of hair. Going to do the same thing. Fingers are going to go right over the top of that section. Cut off what doesn't reach. And remember to keep your fingers parallel to your parting. So we're going to continue to take sections right across until we reach the middle. So continue to take the hair, whatever, continuing to look for your guide. Don't lose your guide. Do not cut a piece of hair unless you see your guide. So we're going to continue across the top of the head. There's our guide. There's our guide. There's our guide. So we're going to do that all the way until we reach the middle of the head. So once we meet the middle of the head, we're going to stop. We're going to go to the other side and we're going to do the exact same thing. Then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so now that you've cut both sides, now you want to start at the crown of the head and you just want to take a section that goes straight across, a horizontal parting. You're going to lift that hair straight up and you're going to make sure that it's even, that both sides match. So pick it up, lift it up. See how this is just slightly longer? So we're gonna take off the part that does not match with the rest. And you're just going to go literally straight down the middle of the head and check. Picking up the hair that's on both sides. Okay, so now we've got that, but you see that front, even though we've taken out some of the weight, it still is kind of long. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do point cutting. If you watched my video on cutting your own bangs like a pro, then you'll remember this technique. So this is the same technique. So here on the sides, we're going to, what we refer to as marry these two together. So what we're going to do is here, we're going to not create, we don't want to pull the hair really tight. We just want to hold it. You see where this is? We're going to use our point cutting technique. When you point cut, you do not want to close your scissor on the way in. You close your scissor on the way out. So we go in, come out, and close. See how our scissors go directly into the hair. We close on the way out. Close on the way out. So we're marrying those. Okay. So that removes some of that really long length at the front. We're going to do the other side. Okay, I'm going to start from the side because we want to marry these two together. Bring the hair down, look at it. Okay, so now you've removed all of the excess hair, and as you can see, you don't have, it's not just like this really harsh line across the front. So now that hair can be pushed back. Now granted, this haircut was probably going to stay longer than most of you guys like to wear it, but it'll at least keep it looking nice and neat until you can get back into the salon. The only thing that we would do at this point would be to pick up the hair that is behind. The hair that's here in the crown that still is longer. All we're going to do is we're going to take a section from the middle. We're going to pick up the hair that's behind it, and we're just going to take off the excess. Just like what we did when we were at the front. Remembering to keep our fingers directly over the parting. Just like that. So come to the other side. Okay, so that's about good for this men's haircut. We're not going to do too much. The next time I'll show you how to, if the interior gets way too long, how to go in and do that. But for today, that's about all that we're going to do. And then of course, if you needed to use your trimmers to just clean up the excess that's around the hairline, only do the hair that's growing underneath. Next haircut, we'll talk about clipper cuts.